Okay, I'm going to install a Tsunami TSU AT1000 645 non-turbo into this GP38, which is an Antler Master series, which are really nice. This one has a beacon on it now, and I've started taking it apart a little bit to make room for the decoder. So this is the decoder I'm going to use. It'll be hardwired in, but then I'm going to add into this one of the new SOUNDTRAXX current keepers. So that's kind of where we're going to go with this. I'll kind of get some of this put together, I'll get the decoder put in, and then before I hook this up we'll come back to it. And I'll show you the instructions because they're specific to the type of a TSU AT1000 or a different one on how you wire them. So, and that's on their website, so it's not that hard to find. It's very, very simple. So, but this is really a kind of a nice application. Even at a discount, these two represent $100 going through my friends at Yankee Dabbler. So the price kind of gets up on this guy already, but it's worth it. I think when you see it operate, you're going to be very impressed, especially with the fact that you can go over bad track and bad points, dirty track, and it has up to 10 seconds that it can have no power coming from the track at all. It'll just keep right on and ticking. And you're not going to have any I don't think you'll ever be in a position where you need 10 seconds, but maybe just the slight hesitation sometimes will stop the program and make you start over again, and it's pretty frustrating. This resolves that, and you'll see that in a little bit. Okay, we'll check in on it real quick. I've got that one in, the main DCC board from SOUNDTRAXX. The lights are hooked up correctly. I think I'm going to change the size of the capacitor using, I'm going to put it in reverse for a second. You can see the light come on. That's one. These things are so smooth. The Tsunamis, I love them. And they've always got good sound. That's 2, 3, 2, 1. Now you can see the light flashing, and I'm sure the tracks are a little bit dirty. And I'm not going to do anything, but after we get the current saver put on, we're going to see what it does then. I've got it back in forward. I don't have any sound hooked up, obviously. That's 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's good enough for now. And I'm going to get the other piece out, and I may have put that front part on too quick. We'll see, because I have to solder the current keeper to two spots that I'll show you in just a second as we get it set up. Okay, so the instructions for the TSU AT1000 are pretty simple. You can see the 2 points, and you can kind of see where the black wire goes right in the middle there. And so I put this down, maybe I can just kind of point to it. So right there. And the purple wire will be attached to the common, and this is on the back side. So what I've done is I've desoldered, give this a second to try and focus in. See if you can see it. I've desoldered the purple wire, and the black wire I went ahead and cut very short, then just stripped it back so I don't have to solder right up to the board. And what I'll do is I'll solder the black wire off of the current keeper to that, and then the purple wire will kind of pigtail right up here on the blue wire coming off the backlight. And that should do that. So we'll get back to this just a little bit. I think though, I have a tremendous selection of speakers. To have this much money into a locomotive, especially a silver, you kind of want to make sure you have a good sound. So you need a good speaker, and there's just not room. So I'm going to cut this off right here, and probably cut a bunch of the back piece off too, to make room for the current keeper and for a fairly good Apple SUB-WOOFER speaker, which I'll show you. I'll select one and then show that to you in a little bit. So that might be a while, but it'll just be a click away. Okay, so I think you can see that with the weights on there, there's just not enough room for the speaker that I've chosen. You can just barely get the current keeper in there. So using my Dremel, what a wonderful invention, my table vise and a Dremel cutter. I buy a kit that has these things, and they're really, really good. They get a little warm, obviously, but what the heck. I've cut these off and then polished them down. So now, knowing I want the speaker up here, I have room for it, and I also have room for the current keeper. And I've got plenty of space. I'll show you. This is the measurement inside the cab, and as you can see, there's a ton of room there. And to make room for the back end, I did take out the light and cut it off to make it shorter, and then drilled, I think you can see it, a 3mm hole. Actually, it's about 2.5mm hole in it, and the light will fit right in there. And I took that, it had a black cover, that thing right there, that went over both of the forward fans, and I cut off that thing right where you can see it's cut off on the first fan, on the front fan, or the back fan I should say. And then when the speaker goes in, it'll cover the rest of it so the light won't get down and bother that. And so you still have your headlights, and for whatever reason they just put the yellow number boards on it. Not sure I understand why they did that, but that's what they did. So I wouldn't have done that. I like to have the numbers in there because they light up, but not on this guy, unfortunately. So let's kind of put this together, then we'll take another look at it. Okay, I've got company today. Great grandson is back in making movies with Grandpa. Okay, you can be quiet now, please. So I've got the lights in. That's the back light, and as you can see, that 2.5mm bulb goes right in there. The front light is put in position. It's kind of protected. And I've used an adhesive. It's kind of like the RCZ56 I used, but it's a different brand now. The current keeper's in place. The speaker's been mounted, so it actually fits under the front. Actually, it doesn't fit under it. It fits right up against the front, the back light. And as you can see, it's approximately, I think, about 4 inches long. 3 inches, we'll call it. Maybe a little over 3 inches long. And it has a really good sound to it. So I'm going to take a second here and see if I can put all this together, and then we'll see how it runs and how it sounds. Be right back. Okay, well, let's start her up. I hit the one, which is puts it into its first starting position, which I shouldn't have done, but anyway. Long horn, short horn, bell, headlight, and let's run it forward just for a second here. Step 1, 2. Put it in reverse. Come on the back light. One. I'm using the MRC Prodigy wireless. now for the fun part. We'll leave the light on, and I'm going to unplug the Prodigy system. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So a good 10 seconds, really 11 seconds. I got one thing I got to add. It's missing an antenna, but I ordered some, so I've got them in. And I'll install that antenna, and then it's done. And the detail on this is incredible, I think. It's just, they do such a great job, especially on the trucks, I think. So I'll do a little bit more running, just to kind of give you an idea of the sounds, and then get this thing ready to put on eBay. Okay, I'm going to do this to start. It's important. What I like about the Tsunami decoder especially is when the lights turn on, even though they're LEDs, they come on not just real fast, they come on faster than an incandescent would, but when they turn off, it's really much like the atypical locomotive. They just dim out. Speed step 1. Very smooth. Put it in reverse. I have a couple little things on it that just need to be blown off. Step 1. You can really see the detail on the trucks especially. 2, 3, 2, 1, stop. And the shutdown is just using stop on this system. Very realistic. I'm impressed with these things. I think the detail is just awesome on them. You can see the engineer and the conductor in there. So I'm impressed with them. I really am. So again, this is a Tsunami. It's 828048 EMD 45 non-turbo, which is what goes in these GP38s. And I'm really impressed with this one. I hope you are too. So we'll start up one more time. It's not an easy configuration, especially getting in the current keeper from DigiTrax, or I'm not DigiTrax, from SOUNDTRAXX, but I think they're worth it. I really like the feature. Like I say, you can unplug it, you can go across dirty track, dead track. works fine. That was kind of a goosey move, but just letting it get its legs out. See, step one is very, very smooth. Two. And it's not programmed to do this thing like it would if it was pulling a train. I haven't done that. I haven't done anything. It's actually, everything is in the default settings. And I leave them that way. Whoever purchases it can go ahead and program it to their liking. So, thanks for watching.